Hello everyone and welcome back to the internet's best reactions to the Japanese Grand Prix. You may be wondering, where are we, Matt? Well, we moved from our previous location for this one-off episode because there was loads of building work going on. So now we're in this lovely location here, which is mysterious. Maybe if you guess where we are, well, that's amazing. Let's get into your reactions. First incident we're going to talk about. Verstappen versus Raikkonen, not Vettel, we'll get onto that. End of lap one, Verstappen snatches his front right, goes over the last chicane, tries to make the corner, Raikkonen goes around the outside, then he squeezes him, and it was tight. It was tight to say the least. It was quite good that they didn't get much damage, either of them. At Toasted Protein, Verstappen and Raikkonen at the chicane be like. The 5-second penalty probably was worthy. You know, it didn't affect Verstappen at the end, so it didn't really matter, but I think in that incident it probably was worth 5 seconds, although Raikkonen at the end of the race was quite sympathetic and was like, you know what, I could have given him more room. At Thommy_Schneider, Maurizio Arriva when Verstappen pushing Raikkonen wide. Wasn't a happy bunny, was he, in the Japanese Grand Prix? And I'm sure the debrief was very, very exciting. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall in that Ferrari garage. Now, I got a lot of messages on social media after Saturday when Charles Leclerc didn't make it to Q3 and Brendan Hartley was starting in 6th. Oh, Ali's going to be so happy Charles didn't get to Q3. At Rose Artemis, on the Sunday, Brendan Hartley the biggest loser on this first lap, the rest of the world to Ali. Now, I know Charles didn't finish, shut up. Now, lap 2, Kevin Magnussen and Charles Leclerc come together. At Spaddlehater, Magnussen and Leclerc. Yeah. I mean, Kevin Magnussen is probably the most dangerous driver on the grid. I think most people will agree on that one. What was he doing, though? He literally just turned as Leclerc arrived pretty much at his rear end. I know a lot of you will be like, oh, you're a Leclerc fanboy, but it's a pretty obvious thing what went on there. Magnussen just being stupid. I think that's what Charles actually said in his team radio was, I know Magnussen being stupid and always will be, or something like that. And loads of drivers say exactly the same thing, and yet Kevin's getting a drive next year and Esteban looking like he isn't. Shocking. Now, you're probably tuning in wanting to see the reactions to a certain Vettel versus Verstappen incident. We're getting into it right now. Oh my God, Sebastian Vettel completely loses the plot, tries to go past Max Verstappen, who is known for being one of the hardest people to overtake. He tries to go round up the inside spoon curve. Fair enough, he had a lot more closing speed than Max. He caught up to him very quickly, but it is a quick left-hander. Max is not braking heavily. He's going to sweep in and smashes into the side of him. And the worst thing was, racing incident. Are you joking? At I'm the F1 legend, Vettel's move on Verstappen. Yeah, pretty much. It was, I genuinely cannot believe Vettel got away. Maybe it's because the FIA thought, oh, well, Vettel, you know, is down to like 19th or wherever he was. He had damage as well. Maybe that was enough of a penalty and Max didn't really get hindered too much. I can see maybe that's why they didn't penalise him. But at the same time, how stupid. I'm sorry, Vettel fans, but that was stupid. It was a stupid move. He should have just followed him into spoon. Obviously, hindsight is a great thing. I'm not there with adrenaline and but also going down the straight, he could have got past. He could have got past. Matt's Racing Tactics. A lot of you came in with thoughts and opinions on the Vettel-Verstappen incident. At Quinton Vermeulen 1. Verstappen gets a time penalty for going wide at the chicane, but Vettel can kamikaze himself into Verstappen and get away with it. Well, he didn't really get away with it. He went down to 19th, so I mean, it wasn't exactly like he benefited from it, but at the same time, it was pretty crazy. And for the few Sebastian Vettel fans who actually felt that Verstappen was at fault, _racing_central_, Ferrari fans looking at Verstappen. He did nothing wrong. That's what they probably should have been saying. At Steve from Latvia. Hello, Steve from Latvia. Live pictures of Vettel and Verstappen fans discussing the collision. Oh, it got heated on social media. Oh my God. I mean, Vettel fans, I think originally were like, oh, you know, oh, Max, you know, he's taking him out and blah, blah, blah. Max is a horrific driver. And I think as it's gone on and Vettel's then said, you know, it is still Max's fault, I think they've started to realise. Have you Vettel fans started to realise that actually it was Sebastian's fault and not Max's? Have you come to that realisation? It was his fault. Sorry. At Graguni. Absolutely, I don't need, there's no words. I don't need to put words in this. Perfect. And finally on the Sebastian Vettel Max Verstappen incident, at Matty Marson, Vettel hits Verstappen, racing incident. Verstappen pumps Raikkonen, FIA. It's true, I don't agree that 5 seconds for Verstappen and then nothing for Vettel. I genuinely would have given 5 seconds for both. Social media team championship time. It's getting tight at the top. No, it's not really. Renault's kind of running away with it. Who is going to be the top 3 for the Japanese Grand Prix? Here we go. In 3rd position, at Force India F1. That pirouette, Sauber team. And that was after Charles' spin in qualifying. I have allowed the race weekend tweets to be part of this social media team championship. It doesn't have to just be from the race. And I know a lot of you have been tweeting going, oh, is this worthy of it, Matt? Is this worthy of it, Matt? And I'm liking that. Keep it up. 1 point. In 2nd place, Red Bull Racing. This is where they have this Red Bull spy thing, where they're like spying on the teams. You don't know who's taking the picture and all that stuff. The card was later discovered pinned to Fernando's dartboard. Kevin is a wanted man. 2 points. And in 1st position, the winners of the Japanese Grand Prix Social Media Team Championship is the current top of the table, men, women, people, Renault Sport F1. Ooh, Vettel and Verstappen playing a little too closely. 3 points. Now, I know I said I'd stop talking about Ferrari, but we have to include this video because it is far too good not to include. At Bergrid7, Ferrari this year. If there'd been refueling, I guarantee they would have done this at some point. But it's quite sad to look back at the season. You know, 67 points is now the gap, when at one point it was like 8 points and 1 point, and it was just so close. And then 67 points. How has this happened? Within like 4 races. I think Hamilton's won the last 6 out of 7. It's just an absolute spanking. Vettel's made mistakes, Ferrari's made mistakes, and Hamilton and Mercedes haven't really this year, and they deserve the title. Don't they? Not a fanboy. I'm just asking the question. I'm not a fanboy. This is part of the job. I'm not a fanboy. Now this was good. Formula 1 tweeted saying, if I don't go for that gap and the gap was there, might as well stay at home, which was what Vettel said after the race, I think it was, trying to justify his actions. But then there was a reply to that tweet from @tweetsport. If I don't go for that gap, I get him on the start-finish straight under DRS, or at worst during the pit stops with his 5-second penalty. He has a point. Brian_FC, let's watch a horror movie with tragic and unexpected plot twists. Friend, how about we watch your 2018 F1 season? Savage. Savage. Forgetting the other incidents with Verstappen and Vettel and Raikkonen and all that stuff, the midfield battle was glorious at the Shadow 977. That midfield battle, though. You also got at Kieran_Sandyford, the midfield in a nutshell. There was a lot of popcorn, a lot of overtakes, and it was great to watch. If we didn't have the top 6, the top 3 teams, it would be such a close championship. This one's good. At J Nitumaki. Every time Hamilton's team radio turns on, because Hamilton's obviously gone, everyone's sat there, obviously the neutrals especially, and Vettel fans definitely sat there going, please have issues, Hamilton. I just love how at the end of this there's #technical issues, and that gif is brilliant as well, because every time obviously Hamilton's team radio comes up, you're thinking, maybe? Nope, nothing. Wins the race, game over. At Jake Cullen 6272. Titlefight.exe has stopped working. Championship error. I didn't notice that the first time. Championship error. Nice. And finally, to finish off the Japanese Grand Prix, the trophy. A lot of people had things to say about the trophy. At CSFX, actual footage of Max with his trophy in the back room. Fantastic gif. Absolutely brilliant. And also at 10 Papala. Wow, look at that trophy. Oh, and as a side note, I don't hate Verstappen from the last episode. In fact, I predicted in the WTF1 podcast he was going to get a podium, and he did. So no, I don't hate him. In fact, the only reason we didn't include him last time is because the person deleted their tweet, and I couldn't include it because there's no tweet to show. I don't hate Verstappen. In fact, he's quite a nice guy.
And now it's time for Race Rundown with your host, Matthew Gallagher.
Race rundown time. The finishers were Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Ricciardo. Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Vettel. Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Vettel, Perez. Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Vettel, Perez, Grosjean, Ocon, Sainz, Gasly, Ericsson, Hartley, Alonso, Van Dorn, Sirk and Stroll. The non-finishers were Leclerc, Magnussen. And that's it, we're done here for the internet's best reactions to the Japanese Grand Prix. If you want to get involved next time, use the hashtag WTF1 on Twitter and Instagram, and we'll pick the best ones to be featured next time out. That's it. If you want to watch another video, click here. If you want to subscribe, click here. If you want to go to our WTF1 shop, buy some sick merch, click over here. I'm Matt with WTF1, and I'm going to now go cry because the championship is pretty much done. Goodbye.